Traveling to Peru for Interim was a completely new experience for me. I was thrown into a country that is very different from my own, so it was obviously a culture shock. Like any traveler, I looked for cultural similarities in order to find solace amongst the many differences. I looked for familiar food, clothes, anything that resembled what I was used to. But by looking for the similarities, it caused the differences in culture to stand out even more. And at the end of the day, those differences are what I appreciate, not the similarities. Throughout my travels, I learned that life in Peru is much more simplistic than here in America, especially in the small villages on Lake Titicaca and the Amazon. They are agrarian societies that focus on farming and craft. Rather than going to the grocery stores or restaurants, these people rely on the things they grow in their gardens or what they can buy at local markets. It is a very self-reliant form of community. They repair their own roofs, cook their own meals from their gardens, and make their own clothes from alpaca or sheep. I never saw a child sitting around on their laptop playing computer games or checking Facebook. There weren't kids stuck in the basement playing Wii all day, because in these small villages we visited, these things don't exist. There's no electricity. When they want to go talk to someone, they go to their house rather than texting them. I think this causes the community to be much closer since they have to rely on personal interaction. There isn't that disconnect that comes from constant texting and social media outlets. I think this is one of the best parts of Peru, the close-knit communities that rely on each other's support for their success. Nature is also a big part of Peruvian culture. Since they are so reliant on their gardens and livestock for success, they greatly respect the nature surrounding them. While on Amantani, the island we had our homestay, our guide Edgar took us to the top of Pachamama to hold a ceremony in which we were supposed to give thanks to Mother Nature. We gave thanks to the good weather, good crops, and healthy animals, all the things they need to sustain their way of life. In the Amazon, the natives must respect the delicate balance of nature. They have to work hard not to pollute the Amazon River, since they use it to drink from, cook with, and clean clothes. They respect the many creatures and plants in the Amazon because they use them for their success as well. On the last night, a local shaman came to visit us, and he brought all these different drinks to help get rid of a variety of pains, many of which reduced menstrual cramping. All of the drinks were made with many different plants found in the Amazon. Since nature is such an important part of the Peruvian culture, there are many dances named after animals or meant to give thanks to the animals of the Amazon. In America, food comes from the grocery store and clothes from boutiques. We don't appreciate nature as much because we don't see the connection between nature and our daily lives that the people in Peru do. Peruvians' connection to nature causes for greater care of the environment and appreciation of products because they grow their own food and make their own clothes. They see the process of production that we lack in America. While at first the cultural differences in Peru were overwhelming, I came to accept and appreciate the many differences. I grew to like their simplistic way of life that caused more personal connections in the community and their great respect and care of nature. By experiencing this different way of life, I grew to respect it. If they lived the same way as me, I would take no notice of it, but it is due to the many differences that I was able to recognize and appreciate their way of life.